Now, our keynote speaker, I'm absolutely delighted to welcome her. She's a woman whose achievements in both the public and private sector speak volumes about her experience and her ability. She's one of the most prominent government officials here in the United Arab Emirates and one of the 100 most powerful women in the world, according to the Forbes list. And indeed, she uses that power, her vision, and that leadership to promote trade in her country and prosperity among her people. To address the role of petrochemicals in the economic development of the GCC, please give a very warm welcome to the UAE's Minister for Foreign Trade, Her Excellency Sheikha Lubna bin Khalid Al-Qassimi.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Your Excellencies, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, a very good morning to all of you and welcome to Dubai and the United Arab Emirates. It gives me a great pleasure to address this regional gathering, which is rapidly emerging as the flagship of petrochemical conferences in the Middle East. I would like to thank Engineer Mohamed Al-Madi, the chairman of the GPCA board, as well as the Secretary General, Dr. Abdul Wahab Al-Sadoun, for their kind invitation. Distinguished guests, in the early 1980s, the Gulf governments embarked on a program aimed at utilizing the abundant supply of natural gas to support the region's rapid industrialization. Of particular focus was the development of the petrochemical industry due to their exceptional potential to affect economic and social growth. The sector provided the best option to add value to gas and its associated products, as well as to protect the environment by avoiding flaring. Since then, the GCC's petrochemical industry has witnessed a consistent and exponential expansion, which has transformed the region into a major global producer of commodity petrochemicals. The Gulf's leading position in the international market is set to grow even further over the next 5 years as the petrochemical industry aimed for additional capacity. As a result, the overall share of the GCC region in the world's petrochemical capacity is projected to grow markedly. This will be fueled by massive domestic and foreign investments inflows, coinciding with the international petrochemical sector's movement toward best cost area with excellent access to global markets, as reflected by the increasing involvement of the world's major petrochemical players in the GCC. The international market were significantly affected by the sharp recession of 2009, with the global economy shrinking by 4.6% and the chemical industries of all regions, including the Gulf, experiencing business shifts. However, the impact on the global chemical industry was not so drastic, and chemical companies have experienced significant improvement since then. In the Gulf, petrochemical capacity expansion continued unabated despite the difficult global environment. Production went up by an average of 3.7% across the Middle East last year, with Saudi Arabia posting an increase of 6.3%, the UAE's Abu Dhabi 4.4%, Kuwait 3.2%, and Qatar 7.4%. Even with the tough economic environment, where a capital infusion has become increasingly challenging, the ability of the GCC producers to fund their expansion projects have not been an issue. In 2010, the Gulf added more than 4 million tons of ethylene capacity, and by 2013, we will see 9 new crackers and downstream plants come on stream in the region. 5 in Saudi Arabia, 1 in Qatar, 1 in the UAE and Abu Dhabi, and the remaining 2 in Iran. In Saudi Arabia, 7 million tons of ethylene capacity will be added through 2014 accounting for 25% of global ethylene capacity growth. In Abu Dhabi, Borouge has commissioned the world's largest cracker, reflecting its ongoing aggressive expansion plan, which will triple the company's annual production capacity to over 4.5 million tons within the next 4 years. I would like to mention that innovation has played a huge role in the development of our region's petrochemicals business. The research and development R&D activities of companies such as Borouge have brought in technology that have not only enhanced industry efficiencies, but have helped promote a culture of innovation within the region as well. Such emphasis on innovation can lead to sustained economic growth, improved global competitiveness, and more employment and entrepreneurship opportunities. In the United Arab Emirates, part of our aspirations is to build up a highly competitive knowledge economy that encourages innovation, R&D, the growth of key sectors, and the expansion of value-added ones. We are pursuing this vision through the enforcement of highly effective intellectual property policies and the development of vital talents, especially among the UAE nationals, that align with national priorities. The provision of incentives for enterprise and international institutions that focus on innovation and applied research and encouraging collaboration between them. The exploration of new sources of research funding and the creation of and dissemination of a database on research conducted within the Emirates. Borouge has been a valuable partner in promoting an innovative mindset among industry and society in the UAE. Through its Abu Dhabi Innovation Center, Borouge aims to fulfill its vision of becoming the leader of innovative plastic solutions in the Middle East and Asia. The center will feature state-of-the-art tools for plastic processing and analyzing, and will bring together scientists, engineers, and technicians to develop petrochemical products that provide the best value to local, regional, and international customers. Distinguished guests, the global ethylene share of the Gulf's petrochemicals producers is projected to reach 20% by 2014, a long way from the 5% share the region had at the beginning of the previous decade. Overall, the coming years will see the share of Gulf producers in global chemical production capacity rise further to reach an estimated 16% this year and 20% by 2020. Similar to other Gulf states, the United Arab Emirates and Abu Dhabi's latest project will shift its focus from basic petrochemicals to performance chemicals, specialty products, within the aim of stimulating the development of downstream industries, thus capturing higher value for their products and creating more job opportunities for our youth. The Kimawiyat projects in Abu Dhabi will be a major step in this direction. The longer-term trend continues to be one of the global petrochemical supply migrating away from the traditional production centers in Europe and North America and towards low-cost regions such as the Middle East and in particular the Gulf region. Industry analysts suggest that this downturn should see further migration of the industry to the Middle East and Asia, making the Gulf region the future center of gravity for the global petrochemicals and chemicals industry. Ladies and gentlemen, the emerging markets led by China are a key outlet for petrochemical production for the Gulf region and may experience economic growth of up to 12% in the coming year. The Gulf is expected to supply up to 40% of incremental Asian demand for polyolefins in the medium term. A major challenge observed between 2009 and 2010 is the surge of remedy causes and protectionist actions from countries such as China, India, and the EU to block imports and protect indigenous industries. While we're in the Gulf, are pleased that some of the cases in China and India has been closed, we remain concerned about the potential impact of such measures on the development and health of the regional and global industry. That said, we remain committed to free trade and expect all countries to abide by the WTO rules. I would like to close by emphasizing the fact that in today's increasingly competitive environment, Sustained cooperation among regional and global players and all stakeholders is key to a more promising future for the chemical industry. A future in which chemicals and petrochemicals produced by the Gulf help millions of people to realize the promise of better standards of living and greater prosperity. I wish all the delegates attending this important event the very best for the coming 2 days. Thank you.